Today's air gunning video is brought to you from the studio of Papa T Adventures. We hope you enjoy. Good morning, family. Welcome back to Papa T Adventures. Today we have a special edition of air ups. This is a very merry unbirthday to you. Well, actually to me. So don't really get a birthday this year. But here's the gifts I got for it anyway. And that's going to be our air ups today. So let's start out with the original known. So we got our Avenger. This is the 25 cal edition. Full disclosure, I did technically open all of these yesterday. Take a look at them. I repackaged them, but maybe at some point I'll release the original version. So this is, like I said, Avenger. If you watched a couple of air ups ago, talked about the bottle I got, and that came with this. But my wife held this one away until my not birthday. So here we go. I'm gonna turn this. I tried to turn this so you guys could see. You know what, Papa, just stand up. I can do that. I'm a big boy. Alright, here we go. So the Avenger. This is the special edition red and blue laminate version of the Avenger 25 cal. And you know, family, it's an absolute beauty. I wasn't sure about it, but I went ahead and got it. I think we're going to name this one Captain America. So I did do an initial fill last night, up to 3,600. It came down to around 1,800, and it just kind of settled there. So I have recharged it again to about 3,500, and it looks like we're around 3,000 to 3,100 now. Hopefully it doesn't go all the way back down, but we'll see. And we'll make our actions from there. But it does shoulder nicely. We have a lot of accessories that go along with this, so we'll get to those in a second. Safety here. Regulator gauge. Your tube pressure gauge, so your gun's main pressure gauge. It is a max of 4350 or 300 bar for the Avenger. It is a side lever. So let's go ahead and set this down now. Back in our box. Yeah, we'll pull the bag out of the way. We don't need that anymore. It does have pick rail on top, pick rail on the front. Maybe eventually I'll get a bipod for it, but not yet. So we did get some FX pellets, some JSP Jumbo Exacts, and some H&N slugs, and some FX hybrid slugs. So we'll be able to try pellets and slugs with this. Plus, you guys know that there were some other slugs I got in, not slugs, pellets that I got in 25 cal. Shipping receipts, don't need those right now. From Buck Rail, got a 1/2x20 suppressor for 25 cal. And as always, our Buck Rail sticker. From Black Art Studio, we got a sticker also in there, and a thank you little card. We got covers for the gauges to protect, so they'll sit so you can only see your actual pressure portions. And then the rest of this is the barrel bands to go on here, clean up our overall look. To be able to install this buck rail moderator, we got the Avenger adapter from Donnie FL. And so we'll end up taking off the thread on the front, put this on, install. It also helps stabilize the barrel and allows us to put a moderator on. Something I didn't go over, unscrew here so you get to your fill nipple. It does have externally adjustable regulator and a hammer. The Avenger Avengex line is known for its tunability. Came with, pretty sure that's it's a hex key for doing that adjustment. We also have several O-rings. And we got 2 magazines. And there's also supposed to be a single shot tray. And actually the single shot tray is already sitting in the gun. Now that I look, Papa catches on eventually. Owner's manual. All of these things didn't actually come in the box, but you know, they sit pretty nicely in here. So that had them all in one place. And then lastly, there is no sights installed, iron sights. So we did get us a CV Life. This is the 6-24 by 50 scope, AO scope that we're going to mount on here is with the pick rail mounts. Go ahead and pop this out and take a look at it real quick. Oops. Our rings, batteries, and then of course the scope. And like all of the CV Life scopes, it's got the removable rings. You slid all the way in there. Bit bigger than any I've put on. The 50 millimeters, not new. That's on my Texan, but the 6-24 is trying something a bit different. If you watch the channel, you know Papa's a big 3-9 guy, particularly the 3-9 by 40. That's what I tend towards for my guns. But the Avenger told me I wanted a little more, so I said, aye, aye, Cap. So looking forward to getting that all put together. And start testing that out. So set this one aside. And we'll go to the next part. Oh, we also got the Air Venturi case. Keep it in for travel. Alright, next up. So if you follow Walnut and Steel, you know that he got in rifle from Pinty. sent him. If you're on some of the forums, what they've started calling the P rifle. So Pinty came out with their 22 cal PCP, and they came out with 3 versions when they initially released them. The P rifle, which Nibs has on his channel, Walnut Steel. The P pup, which is a bullpup version, and then the P Force. It is Nibs calls it the space gun. If you've watched his channel, looks a lot like the Air Force Talon P, or the Air Force Talon line. More like an Air Force gun. It is the only one that's a single load, and it does have a external regulator. It's a little different. So, what version did Papa get? Well, what you see is approximately the way it showed up on my door. This was halfway sitting in here and saran wrapped / taped in place. It's an interesting way, a lot of concern. Box looks a little rough, so we'll start here with our Pinty scope that we got for the gun before we reveal which version of the gun we got. They do package it pretty nice, so I do appreciate that. Big old pack of desiccant, and I'm pretty sure this desiccant was actually originally in this box. I was looking for that earlier. So it comes with the owner's manual. You get a cloth. Got 5 batteries in here, plus keys for adjusting. This is 4 to 12 by 50, so also different from our normal 3 to 9. And it's a 3-in-1 kit. So you have the 4 to 12 by 50 scope. It also comes with the removable caps, just like CV Life. And then, in addition, we have a reflex red dot and a laser that attach onto the pick rails. So now, what did we get? Dun, dun, dun. Also packaged nicely. This tear in the box is from me trying to figure out how to open a box. One day Papa will learn. So, Pinty's pre-charged pneumatic air rifle user manual. This one is specific for the P rifle. Just like Nibs, I'm going to admit a big reason I started watching his channel was because it was named after the type of gun I like, walnut and steel. So the gun comes with some silicone grease, O-rings, and your fill adapter. And then 2 magazines. I'm not going to pull the second one out, but trust me, there are 2 magazines. And then we have the rifle itself. It is a beach stock 3600 PSI. My number is 73, so 73rd one they made. Sounds like in this version, and it also shoulders so beautifully. So this is the only version that comes with the 11mm dovetail rail and no moderator. It does have a shrouded barrel, and if you've watched Nib's channel, you know that the issue is that it's not a standard threads on the end here. I guess we'll also go over. So your gauge, downside, not a big fan of the gauge here. Trying to look at it without putting your face in front of the muzzle, potentially taking a blast. And you slide this to get to where your fill probe goes in to be able to fill the gun. Had a little bit of issue figuring that out, but that was just an ID10T error by old Papa. Anyway, these threads, one, are nasty, and I'm going to clean them up. But they're not standard half by 20 like one would expect. If you remove this whole shroud, underneath is half by 20, and that's what Nibs did. Remove the shroud, and he just used the half by 20 threads to put his buck crony and his moderator on. I, however, have an adapter that's coming so I can use a half by 20, but I also received another package today. So we're going to try this out. So this is from Angel at Red Corn Outdoors. Sent me a nice note. I read it. Angel, you're the man. Nearly made old Papa cry reading this. Really appreciate it. So he said that he had a M14x1 threads moderator that he had designed in the past for Hank over on Indiana Air Guns when he was borrowing a gun from Hank. So he printed one of those off for me. And he put in here one of his I Love Air Gunning magnets. Don't think I didn't notice, Angel. He always sends targets. Pretty excited about these. This may be what we do our first shots, first thoughts on, at least for sighting in the rifle. And then he also sent me half by 20. And you can see it's also wrapped in some targets. So if you're interested in getting the M14x1, and we're actually going to open the half by 20 first, and then we're going to take a look at it just so you can see it. If you're interested in any of the moderators that Angel makes, they are 3D printed. Like I said, more targets. If you're interested in any of his moderators, you can send him an email at redcornoutdoors@gmail.com. Let me make sure I got that right. Yep, redcornoutdoors@gmail.com. I will put that either in a pinned comment or in the description for you guys. With that moderator, 7 baffles in there. It's absolutely beautiful. This is 22, and it says on here, airgun use only, 22 cal. So that one's absolutely awesome. I appreciate it, Angel. Once I get my adapter, I'll be trying it on here. But we may go ahead and put it on the 3622 and try it out there while we're waiting. But here is our M14x1. Again, there's that magnet. I love air gunning. Got 2 magnets on the back. I don't know if you all can see that. That's steel on this gun. It's real wood and steel. Not the trigger. But there is some real steel on this gun. Not just all plastic. And there's a lot of aluminum throughout the gun as well. So again, airgun use only, 22 cal. This is threaded different. This is that M14. And I'm wondering if these might have actually been in their boxes backwards. All right, family. We'll go ahead and stop here. Thanks, Angel. I'm going to see if I can figure out how to install. I suspect it's a Papa error again. But we'll double check. And then once I get it on, family, I'll make sure I put a picture at the end. Thanks for stopping by Papa T Adventures and celebrating a very merry unbirthday to you. Nope, to me. I hope you all have a wonderful day. We'll see you next time.